the real shining lights for the Newcastle Knights have been Lamb and Cogger in the half. But watch out for Sopalula. He's a great finisher at the back. And Nick Meaney got some huge raps on this young guy.
Yeah, he certainly has. And the kickoff's been taken there by Nico Hines, and it's a wobbly old kick. And the Knights now take the first possession of the afternoon. Well, the morning, in actual fact. It's a big day of rugby league here on Fox Sports. Holden Cup action to start off with. It's Amy has the ball placed centre field, 25 metres out. The Knights are spreading it straight away through Lamb. He is the key to this Newcastle Knights team. Plenty of experience. Here's some grunt work now by the Knights. Trying to make the way out of their own half. And more forward play here by Amy again, who makes it to the halfway line for the Knights on the 5th tackle. Lamb's decided to go for the aerial attack and put some pressure. And it's El Jack under pressure, but he done a good job to take the football under that kick chase from Sopalula, but he took the ball well. Yeah,
it was a great take. A really simple set from the Newcastle Knights. Exactly what we've just seen. The referee take a bit of stumble in the background as well, but a great kick. He strikes the ball well. Brock Lamb launches it in the air. Plenty of work at the back for the back three for the Manly Seagulls.
5 SG ball players plus the coach and the assistant coach, we understand, have all been promoted. So changes are plenty after a start of 0-6. They do have a game up their sleeve as well, Manly, having had round 3 clash against the Sharks postponed due to the weather. Now on the 5th tackle, they're to the centre field and 40 metres out, and the captain Cox plays it. Here's a kick from Hines. Went straight down Meaney, straight down the throat of Meaney, I should say, who, as you said, he's impressive. Last week scored a length of the field try, which enabled the Knights then to take the field goal and get a 1-point victory over Brisbane in Brisbane.
Yeah, he's just brimming with confidence at the moment. He's just improving each week. And we spoke to Todd Lowry, and he's still learning the fullback position as they get a penalty now. They'll be in some great field position. But young Nick Meaney played a lot of his junior footy in the halves. They've put him at fullback here, still learning the game, doing some wonderful things. Todd Lowry, glowing reports of this young guy.
Todd Lowry himself, he started the off-season as a player and he ends up a coach, and he's got his head around this coaching caper. He's already got the wear and tear, I think, as now the Knights have kicked it into touch in their first real good field position. They'll take this tap restart, only 10 metres out from the Manly Seagulls line. Winger in, we'd love to see that winger in, and it's Tofalua's got the footy. He's a try-scoring machine himself. They come centre field through Cogger. Out the back to his partner in Lamb. They're the key this afternoon for the Knights' direction. Another penalty.
No.
Wanted to take the quick tap too there, Lamb. He wants to get on with it, Alan Tongue.
Yeah, they love playing fast football. Cogger and Lamb in the halves. They combine, they sweep from one side of the field to the other. Quick tap taken now.
And Amy's got the football, laying the foundation for the Knights, who have put the Seagulls under pressure. Only a few minutes in and already the Manly Seagulls under pressure. Cogger, a second man play. He'll be hard to stop there too for the Knights. Tanoa Brown, he's got into the in goal. Referee's going to say held up. Good job by the Manly Seagulls defence to hold him up.
It was great work. They got a one-on-one play. Big Jermaine Tanoa Brown on the edge there.
10.
You can see Pacelli, the man who's got the number 1 on his back, but he's playing in the halves. He's only a slight build, but he's done well to hold him up. The referee got some help from the touches as well.
Now the Knights are back on the attack again. This time it's Tui Lotalava's got the football. Centre field. They dummy to the left and go to the right. Tried to go for the face pass. Cogger, it hit Tanoa Brown. And Manly have thwarted the attack of the Knights in the early stages.
Well, they'll get some... They've got get some confidence out of their goal line attack as they're trying to get some one-on-one plays here. Tanoa Brown on Pacelli. Does he get the football down? It does look like he might have got a bit of grass there with the football. The referee's called it up. No video replays in the NYC, so we can't go back on that. We've got to take the live decision. We move on from it. You can see that's a bit of a ploy already from the Newcastle Knights going to that right edge. Cogger, Tanoa Brown trying to get a one-on-one play with a smaller man and Pacelli out wide.
You're right, Al. It looked like that ball certainly hit the ground, but a tough one for the referees without that video referee. And in the meantime, the Manly Seagulls coming off their own line. Brad Parker's got the football 28 metres out. Understandably, they're a little bit disjointed. In actual fact, they look like they might have been doing their captain's run just before kickoff, Al, we thought. Now they come to the short side here, and then Hines is such an important player to them. On the 5th, he's at the halfway line. They'll look for a clearing kick. Pacelli, despite playing in the halves, wearing the 1 jersey, as we said, he'll be a key part of their pickup. And a little juggle there from Meany, able to hold on to the ball, and a good kick chase meets him on the 30-metre line.
Yeah, well, they're in the arm wrestle at the moment, the Manly Seagulls, and we talk about those host of changes that they have had. It's quite remarkable. I know they're lacking in confidence at the moment from not having won a game so far, but then you've got a new coach, you've got 5 new players into your team, and you're right, when we were watching the warm-up, it looked like they were going through some basic plays, just getting to know each other for the first time. So they're going to do it tough. They'll need to play it simple, but they're right in the challenge at the moment. And they've forced an error here. So if they can get some points or get a good repeat set after this is going to be really important for this young side.
Big turnover here by the Knights. The Manly Seagulls will be breathing a sigh of relief.
Yep, sweet.
Just a little bit of poor ball control there by Eddie Tuolota and let him off the hook a little bit, Altung.
Yeah, he's a big handful out wide there, Lota. He's got a good offload, got good footwork as well for a big man, but just with a sloppy play the ball then, just getting up. There's not enough control on the ball, and this is our first real opportunity. It's not in perfect field position, but see if they can throw the ball around. Hopewadi no doubt chime in. Here he is.
There you go, and straight away they're happy to go on the attack. Maybe that's the direction from the new coaching staff. We understand that Chad Randall's gone up to the New South Wales Cup, so some changes there very late in the week. Now we're seeing the Seagulls lay the platform in the centre of the field. Here's some good go forward as well by the lock forward in Johnny Walker. Now they come back centre field. Second man out the back. It's short ball, a beautiful ball too. Here's a chance for Manly. One-on-one tackle by Meany, was able to knock the ball down. They've now regathered it, and Sopolola comes up with a desperate tackle. 6 to go, 2 for Manly. Now they've got some good field position as high in centre field, dummies. And he's dragged down by the Knights defence. A pretty quick play, the ball enabled him to come out of dummy half. I think it might be the youngster in Kane Cust that's got over the try line, and the referee points to the spot, and the 17-year-old who's still doing his HSC gets in for the first try of the afternoon for the Seagulls.
Well, that error there from the Newcastle Knights, and they've made them play, and it's been Nico Hines and Billy Bainbridge, a little combination, the short ball you see there as Bainbridge goes through the defence at the back end. The ball got tapped down. It was 6 to go. They play back to their left-hand side, then out of dummy half. Cade Cuss, the little show and go. Great strength and deception to get across the line. Well, that'll do their confidence the world of good.
You never like to over-pump young fellas' tyres, but speaking to some people, some very respected judges in the game, they say this young fella's as good as they've seen come through the lower grades, and he's progressed very strongly, very quickly. 17-year-old, he's already made the New South Wales under-18 team. He's a real talent, Kane Cust.
His first Holden Cup try, so that's a special moment for him on this special Anzac Day game. And we've seen a lot of him playing in the number 7. He gets his opportunity to play at 9 here today, and you can see that deception, that speed out of dummy half, so important, and gets the opening 4-pointer.
And the Scone Thoroughbred is where he was born. Gee, they've produced some Scone. Now Nico Hines has his first attempt for the afternoon placed. Beautiful sunshine here in Newcastle. Moves in and adds the extra 2 points. It's the Seagulls against the run of play almost, leading by 6 points to 0. Plenty of live NRL action this afternoon. Looking forward to seeing 3 big games of rugby league.
Wow, it just keeps getting better, doesn't it? And finishing off with the Storm and Warriors down there. It's just great. It's a wonderful spectacle. And so far, not too many people would have picked the Seagulls to get off to a good start like this. They made the most of their opportunities in some reasonable field position, but their man is Nico Hines. That short ball to Billy Bainbridge. He's the most experienced player in this Manly side. They need the footy in his hand as much as possible.
As Fatui takes it back from the kick restart, and now their forwards just starting to roll their sleeves up, and it's his partner in crime in Cox, the other front row. They're shifting it wide now. It's Hopewadi. I think he's the second youngest. There might be one more to come through the production line, I understand. He's done a good job as well because he's pulled a penalty. Once again, some poor discipline by the Newcastle Knights.
Well, all of a sudden, the energy, the momentum of the game just swings a little. Just from that error, I think it was from Tui Loda-Lavar on that right-hand side, and it's just all of a sudden the little things are going their way. A little bit of energy, you can just see a little bit of attention, and on the face there of Sione Hopewadi as well from the Newcastle defensive players.
Here's a good run from Walker to start the set of 6, and on the back of that, the skipper also charges into them through Cox, and he's centre field, 22 metres out. Policelli's got the football, a short pass on the outside. Once again, the Seagulls are able to just poke their nose through the defensive line, meaning it's a pretty quick play the ball. And the two front rowers are combining centre field. Good exchange of tip-on passes there. And now they're next to the right-hand upline, only 5 metres out. Nico Hines has got the footy, a beautiful face ball out to the winger. And it's Jaden L-Jack that goes in again, the second try for the afternoon to the Manly Seagulls.
Well, it was like a little jack in the box, wasn't it, when he jumped onto that ball there from Nico Hines. A fantastic pass there. Great vision and skills there by Nico Hines. We'd only just mentioned moments ago, one of the most experienced plays. This is a big pass here. Gets on the outside, and look at him spring over there, L-Jack. And the Manly Seagulls, well, that confidence in that set of 6 there. After points, they got the penalty, got down there, but the short passing game, as you mentioned about Frank, all of a sudden the confidence has just grown tenfold with this try in the corner. That's only going to help.
Having a little bit of success early days on this right-hand side, the Knights defensively look to be a little bit stripped, a little bit strained at least, and good vision from that man that you speak about, the man that's got the ball placed right now in Nico Hines, who is the eyes in attack for the Seagulls. Seen the space and seen the opportunity and was good enough to put the ball on the chest of the winger and L-Jack, and he did the rest. Now this is a tough conversion. You can't get any further out. Only a couple of centimetres in from this western touchline, 25 metres out. Strikes the ball. It's a good strike too, but the wind might just get a hold of it and push it across the face. And the score remained the Manly Seagulls 10 over the Knights 0.
Yeah, great start, hasn't it, to the Manly Seagulls. They missed their opportunity there early, the Newcastle Knights, in this game. But what about that pass there? The double cutout ball by Nico Hines. As we spoke about, great experience there, great vision, great skill. 10 points to 0, and they deserve it.
Once again, the Manly Seagulls will take the kick restart, and it's like Groundhog Day. They've gone through Fatua again. And similar to the last start, it's now his partner in Cox. Looks like they've got their sequence sets already established. And he plays the ball 25 metres out. Cuss gets a second man play away. They're coming to this right-hand edge in attack once again. This time the Knights are a little bit better numbered up in defence, and it was Corey Dennis that come up with the initial tackle. Now Manly going back centre field, and Bainbridge, who we've seen's already caused some headaches for the Knights defensively, he'll play the football to Cust. Now they go forward in Wolf. Once again, some good leg speed showing there, able to get up into the Knights defensive line. On the 5th tackle, he looks like he's dropped it there though, Al. That'll hurt. They needed to complete that set of 6. It was important for the Seagulls.
Yeah, all coaches, they talk about those completions after points. You keep that pressure on the opposition, and it was Johnny Walker, the man, I think it is, who was trying to get up just once again, just bumbles the ball there. He just needs to take that extra second. They've got that energy at the moment. They're trying to play fast, an upbeat style of play. Just got up a little bit too quick. Fumbles the ball there. And against a good side like Newcastle, you can't give them these opportunities. They've got plenty of strike.
First incomplete set of 6 by the youngsters from the Seagulls, so that's something no doubt they've worked on after a really rough start to the season, just completing their set of 6. Here's Eddie Lotalava. He's got the footy now. Certainly a handful. He's supporting a pretty flash haircut as well. Now the Knights come back centre field. Tyrant Amy's got it. He's wrestling with the Manly defence, and he plays it just on the Manly side of halfway. A little short play out of dummy half. Good work there by the hooker and Joe Morris engaging the markers. And the Knights centre field now. Brock Lamb with the ball out the back. A little bit of indecision there. Corey Dennis, of course, has made his NRL debut this year, the Lakes United Junior. 2 games up in the top. Now the Knights have to go centre field through Lamb, who's going to kick across field and put some pressure on Manly's defence, and the Knights come through and compete as well. The ball's back in the in goal. Oh, he nearly laid an egg there, the fullback. Good kick, Alan, good pressure, and Hopewadi, in the end, he only just thwarted the danger.
Well, it was a great kick there, the crossfield kick, and plenty of pressure out wide. The fumble came down. Sione Hopewadi was trying to get the ball back in field there in the little bobble. But you can just see Collins there, knocks the ball back. He had plenty of pressure placed upon him. Hopewadi just takes his eyes off the football, just gets it grounded though just in time, but they've got to get another set of 6 here. The Newcastle Knights on the attack again.
The kick restart was only just taken there by Meaney at the back. A bit of breeze down there to deal with at the moment, and good defence turns the Knights attack around, slows the play the ball. Now it's Mitch Casson, the Central Coast junior. Plays at 22 metres out. Centre field now, Cogger onto Lamb. Lamb turns the ball back inside to Tanoa Brown. Good defence there by Manly. Turn him around and put him on the ground. Here's Cogger out of first off the ruck. Opportunity there for Joe Morris, who comes screaming through, but he couldn't get the ball away. And they'll play it only 5 metres out. Now it's Morris out of dummy half. Good scoot too. I think he might have almost got there. Referee looking at the spot. That was quick, sharp, and come up with the result the Knights wanted. Their first try for the afternoon through hooker Joe Morris.
Well, great speed. It was at the other end of the field. It was Cade Cust out of dummy half, and he gets up just holding his chest there. But look at this, gets out of dummy half, the left foot step, plenty of work to do. 1, 2, 3, 4 players in and around him and still gets the football down. Great deception, speed and footwork by this young man. I've been really impressed with the couple of games that I've got to call for Newcastle. He's a real handful in and around the middle. He loves the work rate as well, plenty of defensive work that he has to do, but he's lightning quick. One of the great assets of young Joey Morris.
He's an East Maitland product as well. They can produce a footballer up there at East Maitland and the Maitland area. Part of this fine production line of Novocastrian and Hunter Valley Rugby League players. It was a much needed try for them as well. Just looking at getting a bit of attention on his shoulder there. As Brock Lamb has the ball placed right adjacent to the uprights. He'll have no problems at all to add the extra 2 points. 10 points to 6. He looked like he might have had a little bit of attention to that shoulder as he put the ball down there.
Yeah, when I first saw him get up, I thought he might have been holding his pec area there, but you could see the test from the Newcastle Knights trainers just testing that shoulder strength. But Joey Morris, what an exciting little piece of play there. Sharp out of dummy half, the footwork, but you can just see the energy of the Newcastle Knights when they get into that good field position. They play fast to their edges.
Here's a kick restart. That breeze we think might be out. The Knights have let it bounce, but Eddie Tuilotalava did a good job in the end. He got a fortuitous bounce. I'm sure Todd Lowry will be speaking to him about taking that football on the full. And now Tanoa Brown goes forward for them. Once again, it's willing defence from Bainbridge this time. Morris out of dummy half. A little tip on play to the outside there to Casson. Now the Knights are starting to get a little bit more momentum in their go forward. Here's Tyrone Amy, beats the first tackler once again. Able to make it into the Manly side of halfway. Morris, the try scorer, gets it away to Cogger, and this is a good set of 6 after points. Going towards the sideline, and it'll trickle into touch. That's exactly what Coach Todd Lowry would have wanted after points, Alan Tongue.
Yeah, a really mature set there from these young guys. They had a bit of opportunity there to, maybe run the football, but Jack Cogger gets a hold of the football and just puts it in the touch there, and you can just see the energy just swinging back to the Newcastle side of things. Great little kick. Plenty of work to do now for the Manly Seagulls coming out of their own end.
Absolutely. Just looking down on the sideline as well. Ben Farrer down there. He knows plenty about what it's like to come to Newcastle. Of course, he was in the Manly Seagulls after being a West Newcastle junior. And he's involved in the coaching staff here for the Knights. I'm sure he knows what it's like for these great combatants, the Seagulls and the Knights. They've got wonderful history. And the youngsters in the Holden Cup have started the action here on Anzac Day. Manly leading by 10 points to 4. Now they've got a bit of grunt work to do out of their own end. A good scoot out of dummy half here by Parker. Thought about the offload as well and could have done it, but went for the percentage play. Now Cust out of dummy half. Winding his way out with some markers that couldn't get back on side due to the quick play of the ball. Now they come to the right-hand side. A flat pass to Bainbridge, who runs that really brave line to the inside shoulder. Play it on the 5th tackle. Mines has the football, kicking for space. But Meaney, who's got some real wheels about him. We understand, having spoken to Todd Lowry, that He come from up Ballina way, the Ballina Seagulls, I believe, and pretty new to the fullback position, but taking to it well.
Yeah, and learning plenty along the way, and his confidence is just growing each week. So you get to see some of that speed in action a little later on, especially the Newcastle Knights fan. You want to see that. But it was a really good set from the Manly Seagulls. Really rolled up the sleeves, did the hard work, and a good kick in the back end there by Nicho Hines.
This is a good set of 6 by the Knights. Toffelau with a good play the ball. The outside backs doing a wonderful job, and then Morris on the back of that. Cogger's gone for the aerial attack on the 5th tackle, putting Hopewade under pressure. Knights defenders just let him, they knew they couldn't take him on in the air, but they probably could have put a little bit more pressure on him there.
Yeah, Braden Robson, and they give away a penalty here. Tyrone Amy just doing too much in the tackle, but Braden Robson, who's just come on the field there for Mitch Casson, they've taken a quick tap too, the Manly Seagulls. I'm not sure about that play. You try and take the metres, going down, some inexperience shown there, but Braden Robson needed, to have a crack at the football that time when they went to the air.
Maybe getting a little bit excited, and why wouldn't you on Anzac Day? Crowd starting to build as well here at Hunter Stadium as now the Seagulls go centre field. Trying to lay a bit of platform here with Fatua. Front rows are doing a good job for Manly in the early exchanges. And now Hines out the back to Parker, who dummies inside and outside. And the Knights defence up, and he looks like he come up with a knock on here as well. Once again, the discipline's a bit of an issue for them now that they're getting into the grind of this game, Altung.
Yeah, well, they're definitely in it. I don't think many people, with the amount of changes that they've had there, but as you can just see, Parker is just the knee as well of Robson that comes in there that dislodges it, but still the ball comes free. It's a knock on. We just saw on that occasion on that left-hand side, the two centres combining, Parker and Raymond. You don't often see that in the modern game. They're usually left and right-sided, but he came around, did some work, but comes up with a really crucial error because there's so much strike across the park in this Newcastle side. You don't want to give him too much ball.
Certainly unlucky there. Parker, as you said, he just got that knee which dislodged the ball. Here's a good run once again from Toffelau, bringing the ball up forward for the Knights and giving them some ascendancy as Corey Dennis gets the ball spread to the left-hand side of attack for the Knights. Good defence, though, by Manly. Sopalola, who can find the try line, already got a treble and a double in season 2016. This time, pretty slow play the ball, which means the Knights had to stop and start again. And they go forward, had to be readjusted. Sam Stone this time comes. Here's Sopalola, the boy that can find the try line. He's done it once again. The Knights seen space down their left-hand side. They got the ball out onto Sopalola, who's in for a try in the corner.
Well, you spoke about that error from Brad Parker and how crucial it was. A little half opportunity, and with the speed and excitement of this Newcastle side, this is what they can do. Sam Stone gets a little offload away. Joey Morris in there as well, and Sopalola, half an opportunity, a little bit of space. You talked about the wheels that he's got on him. He has got speed to burn. Look at this ball out wide, half opportunity. He makes it 4 points, could well be 6.
Son of Rick Stone, Sam Stone, that come up with the offload there, who really was the one who created the opportunity for the Knights. Some good vision on the back of it. Now we've got a 10-all scoreline with the kick to come. Just looking down there again, once again, some Knights players getting attention, particularly Joe Morris after that try. We've seen the vision of him getting some attention by the trainer. We think it might be his hand he's looking at as Brock Lamb gets the ball placed and way out to the sideline. See if he can do something about this 10-all deadlock at the moment. Makes a big difference once they start completing their sets, these youngsters. We've seen Manly started well. Now the Knights have got into their rhythm, and since they've done that and completed their sets in better field position, they've been a lot more successful.
Yeah, well, the possession has just swung back in the way of the Newcastle Knights. It was around 65% there at that 15-minute mark to the Manly Seagulls, and they were 10 points to 0. And it's quite simple. If you've got more of the football and you complete your sets, points will come on the back of it. And they did that early, and they've just gone away from that. A couple little errors have just crept in, and the Newcastle Knights, well, they've made them pay.
Had a very good start to the season. Brock Lamb with his conversions, kicking it over 85%. In fact, in the last 4 weeks, I think it's well over 95%. This time he starts it to the right, feeds it in beautifully. That good kicking continues for Brock Lamb, who kicks the conversion from the sideline to go to a 12 points to 10 lead. The Knights over Manly. What a great day of rugby league we've got set up here. Can't wait to see the Storm and the Warriors, the last game of the triples. Been down there a few times, having worked at the Melbourne Storm. It'll be a big crowd and an exciting day to be involved in. I tell you what happens down there, the Warriors supporters, they'll start in their Storm jersey, and depending at half-time, they might flip it over to a Warriors one underneath.
They're always great battles, and then you think about the Dragons and the Roosters. They're fantastic. And then this rivalry between Newcastle and Manly going right back to many early days, but in particular stands out the 97 grand final. Some really great contests between these two clubs.
Some of the young Knights are only 1 year old in 97. Here's an opportunity, Meaney. He's got speed to burn over the 20. Looks inside now to Morris, who did a great job to get the ball back to Meaney. Unfortunately, the footy was just a touch out in front of him. Hasn't Nick Meaney got some speed? We spoke about that try last week against the Broncos, and a relieving penalty now for Manly, much needed. Offside, the 10 metres, the referee says.
Yeah, well, once again, you just see a little half opportunity. The Newcastle Knights, Meaney this time, with the great speed he has, ducked downfield there. There was Joey Morris in support as well. Brock Lamb combining beautifully with his fullback back on the inside. Joey Morris gets it, combines in as well. The pass just goes to ground and Brad Parker picks it up. And great work by the Seagulls. I must give them a rap. There was plenty of, Manly jerseys in the pictures there, all chasing back, trying to cover there. That was great work, and then they've finally got on the ball and got a penalty out of it. So great energy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's one of the key indicators to a team's willingness. And Manly's got a little bit more of them in that, a little bit more of that in them this afternoon. Now they've got the footy back, only 30 metres out from the Knights line as they go on the attack. Flat pass on the outside of Cox, who did a good job to hold it and get an offload as well. Policelli's now got the football. Wrapped up by Lamb, 20 metres out from the Knights line. Here's Nico Hines trying to create something back down the short side. Got the offload back inside to Policelli, who's turned the afterburners on just quickly then and thought we could have got through. It's fifth tackle now for Manly. What can they come up with on the fifth? Hines goes and kicks towards the post. The ball turned to the left, and I thought there was an opportunity for Parker. The ball bounced a little too high, and it'll go over the dead ball line. He's arguing the toss here with the refs. He thinks that might have come off the Knights. The replay will tell us, Al.
Well, it was a great kick there by Nico Hines. They let it bounce. I think he got his hands to it. Are they saying that? I think it's Toffelau, the man there. Are they saying that he might have knocked it dead? The referee said no. It was off Parker, the man. And a 20-metre tap there to the Newcastle Knights. But a little half opportunities and some changes now coming through. Some tired bodies on the field.
I think he had a fair case to argue there as well, Brad Parker. Of course, here's a chance for the Knights, and Amy spilt the balls. They've said play on. Referee said play on. No, now they've gone back. I thought, wow, what have they come up with there? But in the end, the referees got it right and said, no, I think it might have been the pocket referee who said it was a knock on, and that's the right call.
The captain, but nobody else.
I'm just seeing here the referee. He only wants to speak to the captain.
Yeah.
Pocket referee there who's come up with the call. I thought he was saying play on initially. It's been raked free.
Not interested in the replay. Jack.
Wasn't stripped the ball, loose ball carry. They've got that one right.
He's got to exercise better ball control.
Okay, so there was a hand in there, but...
Yeah, he's still got to exercise better ball control.
Jack Cogger there just asking for a little bit of clarity from the referee on what it was. And it was a 50-50, but you're right, Alan. Great to see the referees rewarding good defence, but also putting some emphasis on the need to carry the football and hang on to it. It's certainly come off a Manly hand, but Tyrone Amy, ball security just wasn't quite enough. And now we're seeing Manly back on the attack. Good go forward once again by their front rowers, particularly their skipper in Cox, who'll play the ball 25 metres out. They're set up to the left-hand side. Hines out the back to Policelli. It was a flat pass. There was numbers on the outside, but the Knights' defence, and I think it was Toffelau who came in, seen that they were short on numbers and shut it down and put some pressure on the Manly attack.
And he certainly needed to. There was 2 or 3 men on the outside there with only daylight in front of them. And they just couldn't get the ball there to the outside. Pacelli, he came in and made that, forced the error. And just, once again, the Manly Seagulls are ill-disciplined with the footy in hand, just letting the Newcastle Knights off the hook.
Both teams have come up with 4 errors each. that appears to be the main area of concentration for these youngsters in the Holden Cup. The teams that can keep their errors down, complete the sets of 6, no surprise they come up with the right result at the end of the day. Now the Knights are kicking off the back fence. Here's a great run by Braden Robson, who's come onto the field and added some energy. Now here's Morris out of dummy half. Sees some opportunity after that good charge by Robson and cut down in good defence by the Seagulls. Now they go back centre field. Second hit up here for Robson. Certainly didn't have the energy of the first one. On the 5th tackle, they're now 18 metres out. They've decided to run it Lamb to Cogger. Here's Meaney, gets the ball out to Tofflower, puts a neat little kick as he was met by the defensive line. Parker did a good job to turn around and pick it up, make it 10 metres out from their own line.
Well, that was great work by Ken Tofflower there. He got the ball onto his left foot there just at the last moment. He knew it was 5th play. They chanced their arm and had a crack. Shifted the ball to that right-hand side and a little kick back on the inside there. He actually won the Player of the Year in 2015. See some attention there to Brad Parker in the replay box there, but great work there as Manly now working it out of their own end.
As you said, some interchange. Puliavaya's come on the field for Tyrone Amy, and also Manly looking for some interchange. It's quite warm here, and the pace of the game has been frantic 30 metres in. Inside the 40 here by Cust, who kicks it off the left foot. And tell you what, he didn't miss it by a lot. He's kicked it into touch, but the ball turned directly left. If it would have gone forward a little bit more, it might have been a chance for a 40-20.
Yeah, it was great work. He's actually kicking into a really stiff breeze there, so it was always going to be a tough little opportunity. Got probably a little bit too much height on it, but the opportunity was there. He saw the fullback out of position in Meaney, and he just couldn't quite get enough on it in the end, but great work. But there is a real breeze at the Newcastle Knights back, and we're just having a look at some of the vision from the flags in the background, and it's sort of ripping through, so that's a real advantage for the Newcastle Knights in this first half. And just over 8.5 minutes to go till half-time.
Certainly got some really good spatial awareness, Cade Cust. You can see why there's some wraps on him. Now the Knights from the scrum have decided to move it from coast to coast. Dennis now has met solid defence now by Manly. Come in and let him know. Happy to give him a reminder. Ramian it was that a little bit of chit-chat there too between the players, and Soper Lawler now comes in to try and get a bit of go forward for the Knights. Speaking of go forward, here's some more go forward, and it's the interchange player in Puliavayo. Once again, the Manly defence are willing. Morris now gets it away to Lamb, to Cogger. We'll hear that a lot this afternoon. Here's a chance, he just backs his way down the line. Eddie Tuatola. Here's the referee, just jumped in there, said it's a penalty. It was Tuatolava who come up with that great run and put some pressure on the defensive line. It seems the Knights want to play a little bit more up-tempo now.
Yeah, and to that right-hand side, once again, the halves combining nicely and getting some one-on-one plays with their big men out wide there. They had numbers on the outside, they played short, they drew a penalty.
Henry Penn takes it from the tap restart, and the centre will play it. Quick play the ball too, gives the Knights an opportunity. And on the back of that, they're in behind the ruck. Mitch Casson it was. Might in fact be Butterfield on the footy field now. Now they go to the other side. Lotolava, Tui Lotolava's gone very close. Eddie's almost got his head over the line, and he'll play it less than a metre out. A deep double second man for the night. Cogger got the ball away. Now to Robson, who's centre field. Setting up for the Knights to go either way. The right-hand side of attack's not ready, so it must come to the left. Cogger's got it, goes to the line, kicks for his mate. Oh, Brock Lamb it was who got shouldered in defence. Thought he had all the time in the world, but knocked it on. Gee, they've got a good combination. Cogger and Lamb, they find each other out there. On this occasion, they couldn't quite come up with a result.
Yeah, they've got a wonderful little mentality when they play with each other. They've played so many years together, and this opportunity, El Jack, the man who just put a little bit of pressure, came through, and the ball goes to the ground. A quick tap was taken by El Jack, and they're in some good field position now, Frank.
They've turned it around quickly too and put some pressure. They've done a good job of the counter-punching today, Manly, and a bit of energy off the bench for them. Now the opportunity has been basically taken away by the mistakes and this discipline once again with the footy. This time it's Eddie Wolf that's come up with the mistake. We speak about it so often in the Holden Cup, needing to complete the sets of 6 and control the football.
Yeah, and Manly, you know, they could have more points on the board and be in front of this game if they can just control that discipline there. Just A couple of errors and a few cheap penalties as well, giving away to their opposition, who, you know, a side that have played together a lot more. There's more experience in the Newcastle side. They're playing at home. You just can't gift the opportunity to your opposition in games like this.
On a positive side, Manly's defence, leading into this, they were the worst team in the competition. That'll be the case when you're 0-6, but they've been very good today, particularly against a Knights side that have been well known for their attack, and we're seeing some of that now with Meaney down the short side. And that attack is starting to click into gear for the Knights as they bring the ball back centre field. Good field position, and they're spread out to the left. Cogger's got the football. Tried to pick up Lamb. This time it goes back to him. He had to go back and take a fairly average pass, but there's some space for Meaney, who gets it away now to Dennis. Dennis dummying on the outside. He's got the big flick pass. We've seen plenty of tries from that this year. This time the defence from Ramian, who's been sensational defence on Corey Dennis, was just a little too strong.
Yeah, it is one of their go-to plays, Ramian. He's got that big left arm carry and he gets the ball free, whether it's the flick to his outside in Sopalola like he does on this occasion. Tries to keep the ball in field there, gets bundled in a touch, but we spoke about Jesse Ramian. Had a huge game last week, 168 metres and 17 carries. He's been one of the shining lights for the Manly Seagulls in 2016. Real battle going on out there wide. He wins this one, does Jesse Ramian.
Particularly last week, they were comprehensively beaten by the Parramatta Eels, but he was that shining light that you speak about. And whether it's with the footy scoring tries or, more importantly today, defensively, he's been outstanding. Here's some solid contact from the big fella, George Francis. The Knights, Strupulia Vale was the main tackler there. And off the back of that, they just didn't have a lot of momentum to go forward, and Nico Hines had to go to the line. Here's Cuss out of dummy half, who's seen they needed some go forward and takes the opportunity to scoot. And he made good metres too, over 20 metres on that scoot by Cade Cust, who we're used to seeing as a halfback playing in the hooker position. Here's Cox heading crossfield. He gets a good offload as well to Bainbridge. Now Parker's got the football over the 20, backs himself, comes to Meaney, flicks it to the outside, and what a great try. Manly, they've gone from one end to the other, and it's Harlan Collins who'll put the Sea Eagles back in front just before half-time. Coaches love tries before half-time, Alan Tongue.
Absolutely. Anybody loves tries like that. They turn defence straight into attack. And it was Darcy Cox. He was creeping across field and he saw some space. The old Hail Mary over the top there, and Bainbridge just shifted from the right side to the left. And Parker, some great speed, and then the skill to get it on the outside to Harlan Collins. What a great piece of play. There wasn't much going on at all. Cox gets the ball onto the outside, find a bit of space. Some razzle-dazzle from the Manly Seagulls. And that'll be welcomed by coach Darren Maroon just before half-time.
No doubt about it. It was the Knights are red-hot favourites going into this game, and it's been the Seagulls who are likely to... You never say likely in this Holden Cup because there is still 2.5 minutes till half-time, but they've certainly been a much improved performance. And Todd Lowry spoke about it when we caught up with him before the game, and he said they spoke a lot this week about getting their own performance right, but just to be respectful of the Seagulls, who are a proud club. Lots of changes that we've spoken about, with players promoted from the SG Ball and the coaching staff as well, and some of those changes have stirred them up. Well, maybe Collins could have brought the footy around a little bit further with no defenders, but he was just happy to get in the in goal and put it down. And now Nico Hines has another tough assignment from out on the sideline to add the extra 2 points. Less than half a metre in front of the Andrew Johns stand here at Hunter Stadium. Strikes the footy, but he'll push it across the face well and truly, and that breeze is getting stronger as the afternoon goes on. But it's Manly 14, leading the Knights 12.
Well, that's one of the good things. If Manly can hold on to this lead and coming into the second half, they'll be assisted by that breeze. So they've faced it. It's been tough going against it, but they'll have that to run home with. And those points so important just before half-time. And Parker, he showed some great speed and evasion and skill to get that ball away to Collins eventually at the end. But this has been a really surprising first half from the Seagulls.
Certainly got some ability in this team, there's no doubt about it. And Parker, the boy from Christian Brothers, wonderful job to set up the try there. And now Manly be just looking to complete this set of 6 before half-time. With their last set of 6 in possession, the Knights will get one more set to see if they can do something about this scoreline where they trail 14 points to 12. making their way upfield fairly comfortably too. Here's Hines with a little tip onto the outside. Just wanting his player to come onto that footy a bit harder there. Got some good timing. Understands the game of rugby league well. Here he is going forward, knowing the importance of completing the set of 6, and a quick play the ball will give plenty of time for Policelli to kick it into touch. That's the set of 6 that the coaching staff would have wanted. And good experience and calm play there by the players who've been around a little bit longer for Manly, and their role so important.
Absolutely, and then they just put their ball in a touch there. They're going to hold on to that lead. They'll know they'll be assisted by the breeze in the second half. Really, really good rugby league there from the young Seagulls. 5 guys on debut coming up from the SG ball. This has been a huge first half performance, and they deserve their lead.
Here's the question though, they've led 4 times before at half-time. Can they get the job done in the second half? At the moment, half-time, and Manly 14 lead the Newcastle Knights 12.
Both hookers cussed for the Seagulls, but also Joey Morris for the Knights. They've led, you know, their side forward well. They've seen a half opportunity. They've got them on the front foot. But going back to that comment there, I think simplicity for the Seagulls. They've got the breeze at their back. They've got to use that to their advantage. They've just got to play, you know, well disciplined with the ball in here. And the Newcastle Knights, well, if they get their fair share of ball and they can put a bit of pressure back on this Manly Seagulls side, they've got to be confident in their ability. They're great in the second half.
We're seeing the strength of that breeze that you spoke about there from the kickoff. The ball not even making it past the 10-metre line, and there's a strong kicker, Brock Lamb, as now we're seeing the player we highlighted in Cox. Happy to roll the sleeves up some more, the skipper. Pretty quick play the ball, and now that's followed up by Tuaviti's got the ball. And he made it over the 30-metre line. Cassetta dummy half, keeping those markers honest. Certainly got some talent, the youngster that's still doing his HSC. I think he's at Baron Joey High, I believe. Here's a kick now on the end of the first set of 6. And the Knights through Toffelau. Beats the first one. He does that quite often and able to set up the set of 6 for the Knights.
Yeah, it was a great run back there to get them into some reasonable field position, starting on the 40-metre line in their opening sets. And most coaches at halftime too. It's so important the first. We often talk about the first 5 sets after the halftime break, really getting off to a good start, getting on the front foot, and that time just some pressure there from the Newcastle Knights on Nico Hines. Couldn't get a good kick away, and now they're in some really good field position.
Here's Tui Lotalava, who's
dropped the footy there.
He's come up with another mistake, Alan. We've spoken about him a couple of times. Certainly put some spirit into his charge. Maybe some ball security, another thing that Todd Lowry will be working on.
Yeah, he's a real handful on that right-hand side edge there. We've spoken about his footwork and his ability to get the ball away, but this time coming up with another error. And a couple of those errors that he has come up with have really hurt their side, and they're being converted into points.
Wait for the out 15.
For Manly, great attack.
I'm sure the Knights coach Todd Lowry spoke about those completions at half-time. 11 from 17, and the first time they got the footy in the second half, an uncompleted set.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed with that, wouldn't he? But you know, these young guys, they've just got to bounce back from. They're pretty confident. They play a confident style of football. They'll chance their hand. They won't worry that. Great run there by Jesse Ramian again.
Beauty, and on the back of that now we've got Bainbridge. He gets a quick play the ball. That right-hand side has been strong for Manly. A flat pass here from Nico Hines. He's barking instructions like a traffic cop to these youngsters and pointing to the centre field to go forward, and they do that. Now through Tuaviti, who's eventually put on the ground 35 metres out centre field. Now they spread out to the left-hand side. Good defence again by Toffelau, and the Knights have turned defence into attack through Cocker, who gets the ball away now to Penn. And Penn's able to counter-punch all the way down to 35 out from the Knights line. Both these teams, typical of Holden Cup, they're happy to counter-punch. And the Knights will need to go positive into the positive side of the field. Tui Lotalava plays the ball. They're only nearly 20 metres out by the time this hit-up comes through Jaden Butterfield. Former Australian schoolboy, built like a Sherman tank, the youngster. Cogger to Lamb, and Lamb a flat pass on the outside to Sam Stone. Big numbers for the Knights if they keep going to the left, and they go back centre field. Jack Cogger would have liked that footy. They're very close to the try line, bumping into the upright. Went for the offload. 4 Manly defenders in there, standing up, didn't get anywhere near getting down, but Puliavea, he was in the in goal, he just couldn't get an offload or get the ball to the ground.
Yeah, Puliavea is a big man, and this time just getting held up. They've still got a couple more shots up their sleeve.
This time they go left through Lamb, who dummied, stepped inside. You see some opportunity out there on the left. A couple of times Manly defensively have been very short. Now they go centre field to Cogger. Puts a little kick into the in goal. There's danger here for Manly. Parker did a wonderful job, but he stepped on the dead ball line. It'll be a dropout restart by Manly. Good kick. Was it the right option, Alan Tongue?
Yeah, well, he saw a little half opportunity. I think it's worked out okay for them anyway, forcing the repeat set there. But they're just saying that the ball was grand. I think the ball, his foot of Parker there just goes dead in goal there. You can just see the right foot here, just touches the line. They're forced a repeat set anyway. They might have had some numbers to the right. He takes the safer option, I suppose, Cogger does. Forced a repeat set.
Certainly a game of millimetres on this occasion. Here's Toffelau. High knee lifts into the defensive line. Now Butterfield's got the football. Knights setting up. They look like it's a sequence set here. They've got plenty of setup to the left-hand side, to the open side. Morris gets the ball away now to Cogger. Cogger a flat pass to Puliavea. Pulling in defenders. There's 3 of them. Big numbers for the Knights on the left. They've got to go that way. And out of dummy half, Morris dummies and dives in for his second of the afternoon. No doubt about it. When the opportunity's there, Joey Morris, the East Maitland boy, dives in underneath and takes it every time. And the Knights hit back. Well,
the quickest way to the try line is straight ahead, and Joey Morris, he knows that. It was on the back of some really good momentum. Butterfield was in there, and also Puliavea as well. The quick play the ball, and you can just see the Manly line retreating there on their heels. They couldn't even get down low. It was just too quick a play the ball there, as you can see. They needed to get down lower. Hopewadi in there as well. You need to be down low, especially against a guy like Joey Morris, who's so good around the dummy half and close to the line, loves to have a crack. You can put that down, but it was on the back of a repeat set that young Jack Cogger had forced there. A couple of big, strong runs. Butterfield, he's been a real handful in his opening couple of carries in this second half, and Puliavea the same as well. Quick play the ball, dives over. 7th try in 2016. That's good numbers.
Absolutely it is. You've played plenty of dummy half. Whenever you see the back of a defender, you know it's time to run. And 2 defenders there, a bit of inexperience from the Sea Eagles, turning their back, trying to retreat, as you said. Brock Lamb will take these kicks all day. Right next to the post, just to the left-hand side. Scored plenty of points in the Holden Cup. He adds the extra 2 points. Now the Knights, 18 points to 14, leaders 6 minutes into the second half over the Manly Sea Eagles.
Young Joey Morris, quick out of dummy half, trying to pump up his team. We saw some images of him after he scored his first try in the hands of the trainer. We were worried that he was going to have a shoulder injury or a pec, then he had a look at his wrist as well. He was in the wars there early, but showing no signs of it whatsoever. Some great darts out of dummy half and a couple of tries to his name.
Great carry here by Butterfield, who you mentioned in the lead up to that try. Laying the platform, and on the back of that now, oh, that was a high shot on Tui Lotalava. Thought the referee might have missed it. It was pretty clear.
You're coming through, mate.
Nearly hit him on the top of that fancy-looking haircut he's got there, Al. Can't imagine you with one of them.
No, I can't. But Lotalava, I tell you, he works as a barber.
Does he?
Yeah, he's a hairdresser himself. He's a barber. So there you go. So showing some of his work there. But this is what the Manly Seagulls, they can't afford to do. They can't afford to this ill discipline that hurt him in that first half, creep into the second half here so early on. They've got so much energy, so much strike, this Newcastle side.
Maybe we send you down there as a barber. That would be an interesting cut. Now the Knights are on the attack. That dummy half. Cade Custer's put some pressure on. They've called it a knock on. Thought it might have come off Cade Cust's hand, but he might have actually got the arms of Joey Morris. This wonderful battle of these hookers continues.
Yeah, it's been a real highlight, hasn't it? And you often see a lot of players when the dummy half gets out, they try and hit that hand to dislodge the ball. I thought at first glance too he might have had a crack at the football and we could have been calling play on. We'll have a look here as he gets out. Oh, he's definitely made contact with the football there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Should have been play on. It doesn't go their way. Now Manly, what can they do?
On One thing they need to do is get down the other end of the football field. Just in saying that, though, the stats we highlighted at half-time, they're better long range. That's where they're scoring their tries. They had limited opportunities in the Knights' 20-metre line. Now they're all tangled up in defence here. The skipper a little bit ginger up to his feet. He's gone straight back down to his haunches there. He's might be doing it a bit tough, Darcy Cox. In the meantime, they're over the halfway line into the Knights' side of the half, and they come to the left-hand side. Good defence by the Knights. You can hear that through our sound effect mics. Contact by the halfback in Cogger. Manly goes centre for through. Policelli, who's playing, he's got the one on, meant to be playing fullback, but playing a lot of ball playing. Here's Ramian with a run back to the inside, stands and gets the offload. Not a lot to play to there from Nico Hines. Another bit of inexperience by these youngsters, just learning to get on the back of it and push forward. Fifth tackle, and the skipper, the big prop, put the kick in, and the other prop's picked it up in Butterfield. It's a long way to the other try line, over the 40, comes to the 30, beats the defenders and backing his way down there and comes up with a mistake.
I think it's a one-on-one strip here.
Forward. Yeah, knock forward here by Manly.
What about when he looked up and seen all daylight in front of him? He thought, wow, that looks like it's about 2K.
I tell you, Jaden Butterfield, he's got some speed about him too. Most front rowers look like they're on a treadmill, but not Jaden Butterfield. He was streaking away. Hopewadi comes at him, and the one-on-one play of the football tries to dislodge it. He does do that, and just a knock-on. That's a great call by the referees.
Yep. Yeah,
And
you're
the
right.
Newcastle Knights, they're on the attack again, but how quickly it can turn all of a sudden down the other end of the field. It was fifth play there, and I know Darcy Cox, he's been outstanding. He leads the tackle count in 24. He leads the hit-ups in 13. They've got him in the football on play 5. He's doing the kicking game as well. He doesn't need to be doing that. They come up with a poor kick.
Here's speaking
go.
of poor options or mistakes. He deserves a bit better than it too. He's been outstanding, Joey Morris. Just from that scrum, they had a big play set out to the open side. I think his thoughts might have already been to that play. I'll rule. Get the football first and pass it, but he's come up with a mistake. And wow, we've got a front rower at one end of the field kicking the footy. He's just seen that little knock on there. It was certainly a moment of lapse of concentration.
Yeah, just hit the lock forward feet at the base there too. Just bobbles the ball forward. And as you spoke about, Joey Morris had a fantastic game. Crucial little error now, but they need to defend that. They need to defend their errors when they do come. It does happen. That's the mentality you've got to build.
Manly all day have been very good at getting it off their own line, and they've steamrolled their way down the field over the halfway line, and they're only 42 metres out from the Knights line. Here's Nico Hines with the ball on the outside to Bainbridge, who continues to run that beautiful hard line back on the inside of the shoulders of the defenders in the Knights. Here's Ramian across field, putting pressure on that Knights defensive line. Once again, he could have done with some runners through the middle third there for Manly. Now Cox has got it again. He shaped a kick and he's spun it out for some space on the edge, and the back rower puts a kick in the end goal. Oh, chance for Manly. It got a nasty bounce for the winger of the Knights in Toffelau, and it bounced into Parker, who couldn't quite get the footy down.
Well, I don't think he could believe his eyes when the ball was still available to him, and he just missed it. And he couldn't grasp the football there, but once again, going to that outside, it was Cox who got the ball out wide to Price, the man on the outside who actually got the kick on the halves for the Manly Seagulls, especially Nico Hines. They need to get in charge. They can't give, you know, those play fives option to kickers that aren't noted in that area.
Young fellas have got some talent, haven't they? Front rowers, back rowers, kicking the footy. A great kick by Price. That good, it was nearly too good for his own attackers. Oh, there's a pass that's gone straight across the face of Corey Dennis. He thought it must have been intended for the outside. Matt Sopalola brings the ball back and plays it. Now Lamb gets it away to Meaney. Knights haven't had a lot of momentum in attack. Out of dummy half now, Morris is trying to fix that. He puts a little kick in straight down the other side to Jaden El-Juk. And he brings the ball back in centre field. Just looking at the Knights attack at the moment, Alan Tung, it doesn't have the same smoothness about it that it had early in the first half.
Well, I think actually both sides are really lacking some rhythm in this second half. It's been disjointed. There's been a few errors from both sides, a few missed opportunities, and you're right, I think they just need to get into the rhythm. I'm just having a look. Puliavaya's just come off the field and Tyrone Amy's come on. I think he's Got a bit of problem with a hamstring as well, so some injury concerns as well for the Newcastle Knights.
Might have been that long run. Could have put some pressure on. Here's an opportunity, speaking of long run. Price gets the ball on the outside to Parker, who last time got the opportunity created by Price with a kick. This time it's a pass, and he'll have no problem in running it around and putting it down under the posts. Manly strike back with a try under the sticks with a kick to come. It's 18 all. We've got a ball game on here, Alan Tung.
We certainly do, with a little offload back on the inside. Jesse Ramian, and then Price shows some great speed on the outside, holds up the fullback, draws him beautifully in Nick Meaney. And Parker, he does not let go of this one. He missed a half opportunity there before from the Price kick. This time the pass, he holds on to it. But great work by Price, the big edge back rower on the outside. He held it up perfectly. He needed it to be right on the money. He needed to hold off Meaney, who's got some great speed. Parker on the outside, races around, improves the position underneath the posts. And you're right, they got an opportunity to hit back and take the lead.
Beautiful line there. It was run by Lucas Price, who got the ball in motion, moved to the outside and beat his defender whilst the pass was in the air. And as you say, Alan Tung, he went on with it, drew his man, did the job of putting his centre away, who's been super impressive in a couple of performances that I've caught this year, Brad Parker. And Nico Hines has the ball placed. He'd take this kick every day of the week. Right in front, Manly back in front. 20 points to 18 over the Newcastle Knights. Really good enthusiasm there by some of the Manly players, particularly Porcelli, who's playing in an interesting role. I mean, he's got the one on his back, but he's bouncing around everywhere and bobbing up in a ball-playing role as well.
Well, it's been a fantastic performance, whichever way this game goes, with a host of changes that they have had. 5 SG ballers coming up against a side who's, really brimming with some confidence, and over a huge win last week against the Brisbane Broncos in the dying seconds, winning 19 points to 18. They're playing at home, and they've come here with plenty of energy, and they're playing some really good football.
You'd be impressed with the colour of Parker's hair too, a fellow Ranger.
Absolutely love it.
Alan Tung there giving us the good insight to Manly. As in the meantime, they're rolling their sleeves up once again through the skipper in Cox, who's been very good for them. And then shift the ball to the other tram line there. Good battle in the centres. Ramian up against Corey Dennis. Quick play the ball, enabled Manly to get to the advantage line pretty quickly, and they can complete this set of 6, which they're on track for now. It'll be exactly what the doctor ordered from their new coach, Darren Maroon. It is 5th tackle now, and Nico Hines goes right to the line, grubbers the ball into touch. That's exactly what they needed and wanted. And 16 minutes into the second half, some good composure by the Sea Eagles. Really
good rugby league there from the Manly side. Lacking some experience, as we've spoken about, but taking a really smart play. Down the side there, Nico Hines, one of their most experienced players, brings the defensive line up, just kicks it in behind, puts it in the touch, puts the pressure back on the Newcastle Knights. They're in front, they're leading by 2 points. All of a sudden, that the doubt just creeping in a little bit to the Newcastle Knights. We've got to chase a few points as the game starts to get away. Great work by the Seagulls.
Now the Knights with some good momentum. They've space as well out to this right-hand side. Manly struggled to get off the line a little bit there after some quick play the balls from the scrum, and the Knights are able to sneak some good metres. Now Cade Cuss leads a very fast speed of the line. And he's got some really smarts about him, good smarts about him, this hooker. He knows when he needs to lead the line. Here's Eddie Tuilotalava, who's rolling the sleeves up as well for the Knights. Space out to the left-hand side, and Cogger and Brock Lamb see that. Now they've moved it to Meaney, who's got good speed. Baseball on the outside now to Sopalala, who also has got good wheels and speed. Very close to the touch. That should have been a penalty, I thought. It was a second motion play. The referee hasn't seen it that way, Al.
Yeah, well, from first thoughts as well, I thought the way he was dragged in the touch there, that would have been a penalty. But the Knights, well, they chance their arm on that outside. And Sopalala, you can see, just couldn't get away. The hands were away from his opposition defender there in El Jack.
Okay, you can stand up now, Newcastle. Just don't change positions.
Dragged across.
Here.
And as you can see, all of a sudden the time and the clock just starts to play on your mind, and the Newcastle Knights just racing to pack the scrum just to stop the clock there. That's what I talk about. You see the completion rates there. Only 50% of the Newcastle Knights in this second half there. That is nowhere near good enough.
Too quick from the scrum.
And now
giving away a penalty.
Exactly right, Alan Tongue. They've compounded that with a penalty, and the discipline is really starting to affect them. You're right, 50% versus 71% will be the tail of the tape every day of the week. And then a penalty straight away to relieve it from their own end for Manly is not what Todd Lowry, the coach of the Newcastle Knights, would want. And in review, I think they did a good job, the referees. He was still slightly moving, Sopalula. Now it's Manly into the Knights side of the halfway. In fact, only 35 metres out centre field. Hines running the show out there to Polselli, who skips to the outside. They've had some space and opportunities down here. There's more space on the left-hand side in attack for the Seagulls. They'll need to lay the platform first, and they go centre field. Here's a good charge. Quick play the ball as well, and now it's Manly on the attack. It was John Walker who come up with a good play of the ball. Now Cox on the back of that has done exactly the same, and Cuss gets a second man play away to Nico Hines, who's gone for the try line. He's over. I think he might have got this footy down. The referee is going to point to the spot. We've spoke a lot about Nico Hines' importance to this team, and on the back of two good hit-ups, takes the line on, backs himself and gets over the try line. Has a little point to the wrist. He's got a message to the... Must have some fans on the hill. Yeah,
he's got the crowd there, and he's got them up on their feet if you're a Manly Seagulls supporter anyway. He just sees a half opportunity there. And Sam Stoney done well. I thought he held him up there just enough. He just gets the football down in time. Nico Hines, plenty of work to do. They came across, but he gets it down. But he just saw a half little gap there. He races through it. One of the most experienced players in the Seagulls side there. Just at the last ditch attempt to get the ball down, and he is happy.
Why wouldn't he be? Playing on Anzac Day, such a special day on the calendar of events for Australians, where we commemorate the wonderful efforts by the servicemen and women who've served and continue to serve our country and give us the beautiful freedom that we enjoy. And being able to combine that with the major parts of the fabric of our nation in rugby league, it's the perfect mixture. Nico Hines, the try scorer, now has the ball placed. He's only 18 metres out. Strikes it well, but he's pushed it to the right-hand side. And it's Manly now 24 leading the Knights 18. That's an important miss as well. It was very kickable for a bloke of the calibre of Nico Hines. Means that the Knights are still within a converted try.
Yeah, and with the great kicking of Lamb there as well. You know, that is a really important kick there. Well, they just need to hold their nerve, Manly, because, you know, if they can control that possession, they've shown that they've got the right attitude and mentality here. But an important little miss there for the Seagulls. They've got to hold on. Still plenty of time left. 20 minutes here. Anything can happen, especially in Holden Cup Rugby League.
Absolutely. There was much confusion when we got to the ground today for the coaching staff, particularly for the Seagulls. John Hopawate, we caught him on camera a little bit earlier. We understand he's certainly around the camp. Whenever Hopper's involved, people are very interested. Here's a good run as well. Some of the charges in this last 10 minutes have been very good, and in particular, this man, John Walker, who's just decided to back himself, put his head down and run hard. Now Nico Hines, the try scorer, skips his way over the halfway line. Ramian out of dummy half. The pass away to Cox, it was a flat pass. It certainly wasn't forward, but it was flat. And now the fifth tackle. Manly be looking to complete this set of 6. Good setup play for Hines, who's got lots of time to put an aerial attack on. But Nick Meaney also had just as much time, able to take the footy and bring it back into a good kick chase by the Seagulls as well.
Yeah, great work by Nico Hines. Launched the ball there. Probably not much contest on the kick there. Meaney takes it safely, but still the defensive line in a one-line, they're getting down there, putting plenty of pressure out there, and there's not too much from the Newcastle Knights coming out of their own end there. They're really bunched up. Their outside backs now trying to shoulder a bit of that load here, and Manly, they're in control at the moment.
No doubt about it. You could throw a tea towel over the Knights attack. as they work their way off their own line through Dennis. This is a better run. Good confrontation there at the try line as well by Tyron Amy. Now on the back of that, Cogger comes down the short side. Robson tipped it on to Penn, who was smashed in. Great defence there by Harlan Collins. Now it's fifth tackle, and Penn will play the football. Lots of time for Cogger to go to the line. He's kicked for some space over the far side. The Knights have come through. Lawler tried to take the ball in the air. Oh, it was great play there by Jaden Eljak, who come up with the ball. Now Manly rolling their sleeves up through Ramey and off their own line.
Yeah, well, Eljak, that was a magic piece of play there. He had plenty of work to do. Soper Lawler, he's had his hands full this afternoon with the speedster on the outside, as you can see, coming through there. Corey Dines as well. Soper Lawler, Eljak, he gets above the pack there and gets his hands on the football. Never took his eyes off the footy. Great play.
Good kick too. There's a bit of sun to contend with at the moment. As you kick across field there, wingers in that corner can often have a bit of an issue at this time of the day. Did a wonderful job, Eljak. Now his forwards continue to do the hard work. Kick on the end of it. He skewed it back to this side and positioned himself well there in Ken Toffelau, who brings the ball back. And I think they've got to get the footy more to Ken Toffelau. He's got such strength and good speed. The Knights need to get a bit more football to him.
Well, they just haven't had much in good field position whatsoever, as Hoskins now on the field. You've got a bit of an offload and some footwork as well, trying to bring him into the action. But you're right, Ken Toffelau, a lot of the work that he's had to do is coming in at his own end, and we haven't got to see that finishing off ability that he does have in good field position.
Here's another good run by Tyron Amy. Beat the first defender and got a quick play the ball on the back of that. Nick Meaney's backed himself, and he's got speed. They won't catch Nick Meaney. Wow. He went with the Jets out of dummy half. It was a good couple of play the balls. Tyron Amy put a dent in them. Nick Meaney, the boy from Ballina. The Ballina Seagulls, in fact, out of dummy half, burnt a hole in him and just backed himself, and the fullback didn't even get a hand on him in Opawate.
Yeah, huge raps first and foremost to Tyron Amy. It was a great play, the ball, some good momentum there, and then the rest all came from this speedster out of dummy half little opportunity. He races away for two. He just couldn't get to marker there in time and get around to make a play at Meaney. Just too quick, too much speed. One of the great assets in his game, races away, and a chance to be locked up once again.
We spoke to Todd Lowry before the game about Nick Meaney, and who's burst onto the scene there, and he said he's still finding his way around this level of football, and it was hard at first to find the position for him. He put him back to fullback. Well, he's been playing fullback through the Knights because of that speed, the ability to put himself into open spaces. And last week against the Broncos, he come up with a length of the field try, and for all money, I was speaking to some Brisbane people, they thought, gee, this kid must have some speed because the people he outrun were very fast. So a boy with plenty of potential. And as we said, the kick in the last that was missed in the last try by Manly meant that they were within 6 points. And you mentioned this man, Brock Lamb, and he'll have no problem in adding the two, which he does. We've got a ball game again, 24 all. Less than 13 minutes, or 13 and a half minutes to go. Don't we see some thrillers in the Holden Cup?
Yeah, it's never over till it's over in the Holden Cup. There's plenty of points to come. There could still be another 10, 20, 30 points to go in this game. They love throwing the ball around. They'll chance their arm. Some of the passionate Knights fans there. You can see the faces painted.
What a great haircut. He might have to go and see Eddie Tuilota-Lava and get a bit of a trim in the barber.
I thought it was Roy Wallace at one stage.
Passionate Knights fans. The Knights Nanas have been here. I think they get here at about 6 a.m. up on the hill, and they love their footy. What a great day of action. Following this, we've got the NRL, the Knights and the Roosters, and the St George Illawarra Dragons taking on the Roosters. Sorry, it'll be the Knights and the Manly Seagulls, of course, the traditional clash down there, and then the Storm and the Warriors. Here's Hoskins, the son of the Mule. A few different genetics in him than the Mule, Zach. Good defence here by Manly, but an offload on the back of it. Cogger's able to advance the ball. Good footwork. Beats one, beats two. Desperate defence by Cox, drags him down, but they're still on the attack, the Knights. Now they've got some momentum, and it's Hosking. He thought about that offload that you speak about, Alan Tongue, but he put it under his jumper on the 5th tackle. Now Brock Lamb goes to the line, kicks to space. A clever kick too, because Manly are under pressure. But El Jack does well once again, snuffed out the danger.
Yeah, great work by both sides. The Newcastle Knights after points there. Great set, great kick on the back of it. El Jack once again as safe as at the back there.
Good low legs tackle there by Hoskins, chopped him down. And one of the Manly attackers run well and truly overrun the footy, so they had to reset. The Knights are able to drag him down easily, 32 out from their own line. Now Fatui it is that goes forward. He makes it only 40 metres out on the 5th tackle. Some pressure here on Nico Hines, but he had lots of time, and the kick pressure was a little light from the Knights, meaning they got good purchase on it. Far too good purchase in the end. It rolls over the dead ball line. There'll be 7 tackles in this set.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because they didn't get too many metres out there, and a good kick like that, if it could have held up, would have got him out of a tough little set. We just spoke about 7 tackle set here now, but it just shows the aid of the breeze that he's at the back of the Manly Seagulls there.
0 tackle here for the Knights. Dennis out of dummy half. They need a little bit of enterprise in attack, the Knights. Once again, very flat in their attack. Here's a good run. Toffolo coming in off the wing. That's what we asked for before. He gives him a bit of starch. And look at that, bit of energy. Able to come up with a penalty. And now the Knights will be in a good attacking set.
Yeah, that's a big play, sorry, there. Yeah. Frank, Ken Toffolo coming out. Plenty of energy there, some footwork. He really tries to get up and play the ball fast there. He drew a penalty for his side because there wasn't much coming out of their own end. It's been one out. Few of the outside back getting in there. They need to throw a little bit more at them. But great work by the young man.
The Knights need to play with a bit more up-tempo. I think Manly struggle to stay with them when they do that. And with only 10.5 minutes to go, now's the time for them to press the go button. Cogger's got the footy out the back to Lamb. Lamb, a beautiful pass on the outside. That shape that they run there is very hard for Manly to defend. It's Braden Robson plays at centre field. Not much doing there, and the dummy half in Morris was absolutely crunched. Johnny Walker hit him with one then. Here's Brock Lamb with a big dummy. Space will be hard to stop from there. Lamb, impossible in actual fact, and he gets the ball down. We always knew he'd play a big role in this afternoon's result, and Brock Lamb, not a lot doing on the outside. He dummied, backed himself, too big, too strong. And the Knights back in front, 28 points to 24 with the kick to come.
Well, in the big moments in the game, you want your big name players getting their hands on the football. And this time they go to that man in Brock Lamb. He dummies to the outside, brings all the defensive line up off the right foot, then back again off the left foot. You can see bang. Beats Hopewadi. Still got a lot of work to do to get the football down. He does that. He's a really, really good footballer, this young guy. He got his opportunity to do some pre-season training with the NRL side. He's taken it with both hands. He's got a great combination with Cogger. Great kicking game, great skill and footwork there to get the ball across. He's happy as he lines up again to extend this lead.
You can rest assured, I spoke to his manager in Gavin Orr before the game. Lots of interest in this youngster from other NRL clubs. The Knights have done a wonderful job developing him through the grades, and as you said, spent the pre-season with the NRL first grade squad, and his future looks bright. I'm sure the Knights will take care of him and look after him, and great to see a youngster come through the grades here. Pivotal kick, really important for them with 8.5 minutes to go. Very kickable for someone of the calibre of Brock Lamb, kicking at over 90% in 2016. Beautiful, straight over the black dot for Brock Lamb. Knights 30, lead Manly 24. A seesawing battle.
Yeah, it certainly has been. Who's still going to win this game, but all of a sudden maybe the mentality comes into the Newcastle Knights, dare I say it, in NYC football, but you start thinking about the one-point option here. If you get in good field position, no doubt they'll chance their arm again. And so Palula races the ball downfield.
To see a winger pick the footy up off the kick return and charge straight back into it. Big difference in the setup for the Knights in this set of 6. The last few times they've come off their line, they've been flat as attack and all bunched. Oh, that's literally the curse. I nearly put the commentator curse on them there. Casson did a good job to get the ball back in. Here's some more venom in it with the ball under his arm for the Knights. Good defence too by Manly as Tyrone Amy plays the footy. Oh, here's once again good carry, good contact. It was the 213s, Casson on Walker.
I thought that was a one-on-one shot. I'm sure there was two people in that play there.
Definitely, no doubt about it. Oh, now the ball's been turned over. We're seeing Holden cut footy at its best, end-to-end, and now defence becomes attack, and look at this contact. Winger Collins on Amy, and I think he might have hurt the front rower. That was contact, Alan Tongue. You loved it.
It was fantastic when you see a big front rower. He just had sights for the winger in the corner there. He pinned his ears back, set his eyes and focused on it, and the winger responded there. Came in, good shot.
Second marker 12, get up close.
Collins, the man.
Yeah, Collins, he come in, the winger on the front rower, hell. That'd excite the purists, no doubt about it. Now the Knights are on the attack. Missed tackle there by Manly. They've come up with plenty in this second half. In fact, 22-9. Manly missed tackles to the Knights. That could be the tail of the tape. It was a big missed tackle by them then. Now the Knights are on the attack. Cogger's got the football centre field. Out the back to Lamb. This time the ball hits the deck. Meaney picks it up. The Manly defence are all surrounding him. There's space on the left-hand side for the Knights, and they go there through Brock Lamb, who dummies the big one, gets it away to Dennis, who'll be a handful from there. He must be close. Ramian doing a wonderful job defensively today. Here's some footwork by Sam Stone, who's in the in-goal, gets the offload back, and Morris knocks it on.
Scrum out there.
Knocked on, no advantage to Manly, the referees say there. Wow, Sam Stone looked like he was over the try line, couldn't get the ball down again, got it back to Joey Morris, who turned it over.
Great defence by Manly. Their scrambling defence has been fantastic on their line, and as you spoke about, it looked like he was just about to get the ball down, got swung around to the back, he gets the offload away, and Joey Morris just couldn't hold the ball there, but you know, they keep turning up for each other, the Seagulls. It's been a real credit to them.
No doubt about it. Manly be looking to get the footy down the other end of the field. This won't help, a pass that hits the ground. Baselli turns to defence into attack. He's over the 30. Gets a space to the outside. Parker's got good speed, but so does Meaney. And Meaney drags him down and puts him into touch. Well, that's brilliant play by the fullback, and there's a bit of push and shove to go with it. Warren Amy resented something. That was a battle. We knew that Parker had good wheels. Meaney positioned himself beautifully and used his sideline to his advantage.
Well, how often do you see it when the ball hits the ground and just that confusion in the defensive line? Pacelli, he picks the ball up and gets it on the outside to Parker, but it was really good positional play by the fullback. He gave himself an opportunity to back his speed to make that play on Parker there. That was a really big play by Meaney. Some push and shove in the background, a little bit of an injury concern, but really good play there. Great play by the Seagulls to put that into that position to have a crack there. Maybe Parker would, at his time over again, he'd love to come infield and hold onto the ball there. But the fullback, Nick Meaney, he's done plenty of great things in attack, really backs it up with a big performance in defence this time.
Remember, and we spoke about it not that long ago in the game, that Todd Lowry said he's still learning his craft, but he's really impressed with how quickly he's picking up the defensive side of the game, and we've seen that on show there. Here's Corey Dennis with one of those customary flick passes, and Brock Lamb with the big left foot. Manly defence are equal to the task. It does help the Knights crawl their way downfield. Now they're over the halfway line with Casson, who's starting a lock forward position with Ryan Glanville out suspended, and I thought they might miss Glanville. He's been very good for them. Casson's done a good job, but I'm sure he'll be welcome back in a couple of weeks. Now they come close to the sideline. The fence once again from Parker was good. I thought he might have actually had to go back and play the footy. The referee said play on. Here's Cogger on the fifth tackle. Puts a kick up to Hopewade, who's got back there and did a really good job this time under some pressure. It's been a fairly steep learning curve for Hopewade on fullback, at fullback on debut. Particularly positionally, he's noticed a couple of times retreating and going sideways, and the Knights' experienced halves have really taken advantage of that today.
Yeah, and a bit of breeze there, and also the sun to contest with, so he's had a lot to work against. This is a really important set, though. It's almost the last roll of the dice. They might get one more set, searching for that 6-point buffer they've got to bring down.
3 minutes to go in this game, and the Knights lead by 30 points to 24. A converted try and advantage. Manly now they're to the right side of halfway, but it is the fifth tackle. Will they run it? Hines has got it. He's kicked for space. He's played the percentages. A good kick too, and Meany went back with Toffelau. I was going to say, he rarely gets caught by the first tackler, but he's done that on this occasion. And good effort there by Nico Hines, the kicker of the football. The Knights will be really keen to complete this set of 6 and get down the other end of the field with only 2.5 minutes to go. Cogger into dummy half, gets it away to Sopalala. Knights once again very bunched in attack. They'll be happy just to complete this set of 6, but quite often you see it, if they don't play footy, that's when the mistakes come. Now they're on the attack. It's Jaden Butterfield, who's been really impressive in his touches here today. Now Brock Lamb's got it on the 5th tackle. He'll kick for percentages, a big long kick, a good kick too. El Jack let it bounce, got it away now to Hopawate. This will be their very last roll of the dice, you would imagine. 90 seconds or so to go. Hopawate plays it just short of the 20-metre line.
And you can see that kick by Brock Lamb. He launched that ball there, but it just held up in the breeze. And as you spoke about, a couple of players coming down with some cramps, I think it is at the moment as well. But you're right. Here we go. Nico Hines is wanting the ball. He's calling for the ball. They've got to throw more than that. They haven't thrown much at him in the opening 3 plays.
They didn't have the numbers to the outside because their outside backs had come in and done hit-ups. Nico Hines pointing at the moment with some tired defenders. He runs to them. Needs runners, though. Skips to the outside. Not a lot doing for Manly. The youngsters might be just out of gas with a minute to go. Kane Cuss says, I'll roll the dice with a big up and under. It bounces back inside too. Parker puts some pressure on Cogger, but the halfback does well, and you would think the Knights just need to complete this set of 6 and it'll be all over.
Well, it was an unfortunate set. Have they got a one-on-one strip here? It's play on 2. No, it isn't.
Johnny Walker.
Wow, the referee, that was a big play. They knew it was their last throw of the dice. It was a pretty poor set from them. Everything that they've thrown and the mentality and the attitude that they've had all throughout this game, and that last set, they just didn't throw enough. Nico Hines didn't have enough options on his outside. And they just put the old up and under at the last chance there to try and get it as they take the tap and take the safe option there. The Manly and the Newcastle Knights, well, they'll get away with this one.
I reckon Toddy Lowry might have needed a Johnny Walker himself when the one-on-one came there, but the referee got the right call. Pretty good game too, the referees. Couple of seconds to go now. The Knights are just going to run it down, and Brock Lamb kicks it into the grandstand. He's happy with that to finish the game. Referee blows full time. The Newcastle Knights 30 have defeated Manly 24.